Training camp in full swing, we ended up hearing JG, Jonathan Gannon, our fearless leader, giving us a little insight on what's going to happen for this year's 2023 training camp. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in full swing and training camp is here. It's absolutely here. So I'm going to give you my big takeaways from Jonathan Gannon's press conference today. If you want to go ahead and listen to the full one, I definitely recommend it. I think it was a really good one. It's about 10 to 15 minutes. Check it out. But these are my big takeaways from, I guess, a little sneak preview of what the 2023 Arizona Cardinals training camp looks like from the inside. Right now, one of the biggest things that really stuck out to me was there was a question pertaining to Kyler Murray, right? And it's, are we going to see him in camp? We've been seeing a lot of news coming back and forth with, Kyler Murray's not going to come back until week 5, sometime in October, right? And then we started to see that flight plan video where it looked like he was really starting to get better, right? And doing all the right things to come back as fast as he possibly can. Now, there was a question asked if Kyler Murray will be involved in camp this year. And he didn't shut it down. Like, he actually gave it a possibility that Kyler Murray might, right? I don't think he was going to go ahead and put all his eggs in one basket and say, yes, he's going to be there for sure. But obviously, with the way that everything's been trending, he gave it the possibility, and that's enough to excite me as an Arizona Cardinal fan. So there is that. There is also the news that dropped today that there was 3 players put on the PUP list. That's going to be Zach Ertz, which we knew that was a possibility, right? Obviously, Kyler Murray was put on the PUP list as well, and rookie edge rusher that we ended up drafting this year, second rounder, BJ Ojuri, also on the PUP list. Doesn't mean that we have to panic, right? They can be removed off the PUP list sometime whenever the Cardinals organization wants them to be off the PUP list. But as of right now, to the start of this training camp, they are put on the PUP list. Now, we did hear that BJ Ojulari, yes, he did get some sort of injury between the combine and the draft, something very minor, but he did say expect to see BJ Ojulari, our second round pick, sometime during training camp. So that's really exciting on its own. There was also a question asked about Budda Baker with the whole drama that's been going on with Budda Baker. He said that Budda Baker is in the building, has a smile on his face, and he's good to go. With the conversations that they had back and forth, everything seems to be trending in the right direction. Now, obviously, with the comments of contract negotiations, JG did not want to touch that. He didn't want to get into that, which obviously that's not really his forte. That's more front office in Budda Baker, but Budda Baker is in the building, which is absolutely huge news for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, also a question was asked, are we going to have a physical camp? We all know Pretty Boy football, right? We all know when Cliff Kingsbury, our last regime for the Arizona Cardinals, it didn't seem like we had a very physical camp. JG said that this is going to be a very physical camp for the Arizona Cardinals players, which is a very good thing because sometimes I felt like during the preseason or maybe even bleeding into the first week or 2 or 3 weeks of the regular season, I don't feel like our team or our players were fully prepared or ready for the physicality that the other team brought. So it's really cool to see that a coach says right off the bat that this is going to be a very physical type of training camp. I think it's definitely a breath of fresh air for Cardinal fans to not be known as Pretty Boy football anymore. I'm sick of it. So I'm excited to see how that's going to transpire. Obviously, number one thing is to make sure everybody stays healthy throughout the training camp. And he did mention to that as well that that's number one priority, to make sure that most of these players that are going to be our starters remain healthy. But nevertheless, physical training camp is definitely something that for him to expect moving forward. There was a question about, will fighting be tolerated? He said it will not be tolerated, or he actually said it's non-negotiable. And the reason for that is because you'll be getting kicked out of a game if there is fighting. So it's non-negotiable is basically what he said. So fighting seems to be not tolerated, which is good, right? Because I understand this game can get to the point where you might get pissed off at your, specific teammate because they're doing something, right? So these players need to figure out a way to remain that physicality, but also get into the right headspace, mentally, to not make sure that their emotions get the best of them. So I think that's definitely a good lesson learned through this training camp. So there's a question about the running backs. They said that there's 5 running backs on the roster. Looking at the depth chart right now, granted, this depth chart isn't 100% for sure, but seeing that we have James Conner, Keontae Ingram, Corey Clement, and then Tyson Williams, I believe there's one more missing off this list, and let me know if I'm wrong, but I think right now we have 5 running backs on the roster, and he says he loves it. That's what we're looking for, right? I think we're going to be seeing a different type of offense from this JG-led regime compared to the last regime where it was kind of, pass heavy, throw the ball, kind of spread them all out, try to find an open guy and pass it up. I think we're going to be looking at a different type of offense for this new regime, and it's going to be pound that rock. So James Conner, Keontae Ingram, Corey Clement, Tyson Williams. Honestly, I think it's really cool that a lot of them will get the opportunity. Most likely James Conner and Keontae Ingram more than anything. Now, obviously, I think number one thing is James Conner to remain healthy, because if we do keep him healthy, we're going to be very good running, a very good running team, as long as our offensive line can stay healthy as well, right? As long as everybody can stay healthy, I think we could be a really good running team is what I'm trying to say. So I'm excited about that overall. Those are the big takeaways here from me. It just gets me really excited about it, right? I know that the expectations are very low for the Cardinals heading into the 2023 season, but a lot of stuff that we're hearing right now, a lot of stuff that we're seeing from this new regime, I really do feel very positive about it moving forward. So let's take a look to see how the rest of this training camp is going to look for. I'm excited about seeing all these rookies, to see how they're going to transpire from the collegiate level to the NFL level. So ladies and gentlemen, what is your level of excitement now that training camp is officially here? Put everything in the comments below. I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cards.